Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Joe Musyoka and I'm a saxophonist. Today's lesson is going to cover how to assemble the neck, the mouthpiece. Oh, this is the neck of the saxophone. Today we're going to be looking at the alto saxophone, which is what I usually play, although I also play the tenor and the soprano saxophones. But yeah, we're going to cover how to set up the body of the saxophone, the neck, the mouthpiece, all right, and the reed, which is this. All right, so for now, let me put away the body and then we can focus on the rest. Now, if you'll notice how I'm holding the body, the saxophone has a lot of moving parts, so you need to be very careful not to break or bend anything as you're picking it up. So the safest and surest way of picking it up is by holding the bell, which is this. All right, so just pick it up right there and let me set it back in the case. So this right here is the neck of this alto saxophone, and it has a bit of moving parts, if you can see. Now this is this connects to the transpose pedal, which we'll cover in another lesson. All right, it has an opening right here. Now this part is what goes into the body of the saxophone. Now this part right here has a cork. Now this connects to the mouthpiece. All right, so you kind of just push that in about 3/4 way in, such that a bit of the cork is showing and this is firmly in place. Okay, now the next bit is to take the ligature. Now the ligature is this metal ring which has some adjustable knobs to tighten and loosen. So we are going to loosen it, but not all the way, just enough to fit in here. Then the two different sides have differing sizes. One is larger than the other. So what you want to do is take the larger side, and let that go in first into the mouthpiece. All right, that way. Okay, now let me set this aside first as we look at the reed. Now, the reed comes in a pack like this. This is, I think this is made from bamboo. Okay, it is a Rico Royal reed, 2 inches, alto saxophone reed. You can get whatever size you prefer, but this is my preferred size. I think you have 2.5 inch, 3 inch. But yeah, we're going to use this for today. Now, if you will notice, it has, let me hold it this way. It has 2 different looking sides. One of the sides, it has a thin end, which is this, and this is the part that goes into the mouth. Then the other part is a bit thick, and this is what the ligature holds into place. Now the thing about the reed is that it is a very sensitive bit, so you don't want to touch this area right here, because if you chip it or break it or even give it a crack, it becomes no good. So that's why you find your saxophone making funny noises when you try to play it. Okay, so you want to keep this very well. Now, for you to set up a reed, first of all, it has to be wet. You have to wet it so that your saxophone sounds nice. The easiest way to do that is to put this in your mouth for a few seconds. All right, like that, as you continue to set up the rest of the saxophone. Now, usually 20 to 30 seconds should do the trick. But for now, for the sake of illustration, let me just proceed. Let me assume that I've already done that for 20 seconds. Then now we move on to the next bit. Now, using your left hand, you push the ligature outward, all right, like this. Then using your right hand, with the reed facing down, you kind of slide it in here. All right, don't know if you can see that really well. Okay, you want to slide it in such that it kind of aligns to the top of the mouthpiece. All right, that way. Such that if you look at it from that side, you can kind of see a bit of the black showing from there. Then you want to slide the reed down, the ligature, sorry, slide the ligature down till it holds in place. And then now what we want to do is tighten the screws that we had loosened earlier on. I want to tighten them, but not so tight, just enough to hold the reed in place so that it's not dancing around. Yeah, so right there we have a mouthpiece and a neck ready to play. Okay, now I have seen some saxophonists, beginner saxophonists, setting this the other way around, such that the reed is on top. Now that is wrong because it is upside down. Ideally, the reed should touch the bottom, your bottom lip. So this should be facing downwards. Okay. So when you set the neck of the saxophone and the reed, they should both be facing one direction. All right. So ideally, if you blow this, it will make a high-pitched sound. Okay, so ideally when you connect this now to the rest of the body, you should be able to play your first note, which is what we are going to be looking at in the next lesson. Please don't forget to subscribe. We are going to have daily lessons on how to handle the saxophone, and thank you for subscribing.